In this video, I am going to demonstrate how to calculate volume weighted average price of a stock. Volume weighted average price is different from a moving average. Moving average considers only one parameter, for example 200 DMA, which considers price of a stock. In volume weighted average price, we consider two parameters, price as well as volume of a stock. So we'll understand how to calculate this volume weighted average price. Once we calculate this volume weighted average price, I'm going to show them in a line chart where I'll show the movement in price versus movement in volume weighted average price. So let's understand how we can do it. Let's get started. We use GoogleFinance function to fetch price parameter and volume parameter. So let's understand the formula for getting the price. So we use GoogleFinance function. You can see here, we use this GoogleFinance. We want to track this stock called Tata Steel. We are interested in fetching the price attribute, and then start date is today minus 50 and the end date is today, and we want this price daily. So once we do this, we'll get price of a stock for different dates. Now this data will be in a column wise. We convert them into a row wise using this transpose function. So once we do this, it will return result in these two rows. After fetching price, now we fetch volume data using GoogleFinance. So we use same function GoogleFinance, but as a parameter we specify volume instead of price. So again that will return us data in form of column, and we convert them into data in row using this transpose function. So using this we can easily get volume as well as price data. Let us understand formula for volume weighted average price. So it is price multiplied by volume, and we consider this for number of days. So we take sum of that and we divide sum of volume over considered days. So in this case, when I run this GoogleFinance function, we can see we get data for number of days. Same way, when we run formula for getting volume, we get data for number of days. So I've considered number of days as 50 so that I can get data for at least 30 days, because on some days stock exchange may not be working. Now this, to calculate this volume weighted average price, I considered data of last 7 days. So that's why for first 6 days I am not calculating volume weighted average price, but from the 7th day I am calculating volume weighted average price. So this is the formula we write. We use sum product formula, which will do product of two arrays, and then for individual result of this product it is going to do the sum on that. So you can see here, as a array 1 I have specified D5 to J5, which is a price value for 7 days. Then as a volume I have considered D7 to J7, again that's a volume for 7 days. So basically it is going to do multiplication of individual element of these two arrays, and then it's going to do sum of that. So that we get using sum of product, and in the denominator we have sum of D7 to J7, which is our volume. So using this we can calculate volume weighted average price. And once we do this, we simply copy paste this formula in all the cells. So we'll get this data for all the days that we are considering. In this way we can calculate volume weighted average price. Now let us understand how to plot a chart considering price and volume weighted average price. So to do that, we insert a chart. So let me show you how we can insert a chart. We click on this insert and then chart. So when we do that, we'll get an object containing chart like this. Now here I've configured this for our parameters. So let me show you what configuration we have to do. So once we insert this object, we'll get a window where I can edit the chart. We'll get chart editor like this. Now here we have to select from this drop down, you have to select as a line chart, and after that we are going to specify the data range. Now here you can see that our data is starting from C4 to row number 8. So this configuration we have specified in the data range C4 to row 8, and automatically it will take this C4 to 88 range. On x-axis you have selected this date. Now you will get this when you select this option switch rows and columns, because our data is not column wise, our data is row wise. And we also tick mark this use column C as headers, and we tick mark use row 4 as labels, and we also select treat labels as text because we want to consider this date as a text so that we can see it in an appropriate manner in the chart. Once you do that, we are going to select on x-axis we want a date, because here we are going to show the movement in the price and volume weighted average price with respect to date. So that is our x-axis, and then we can add a number of series by clicking on this add series. So you can see here I have added one series called closing price, which is actually price and volume weighted average price. So once you do this, you'll get chart like this where you can see the blue color that shows the price movement and red color that shows volume weighted average price. I can change the name of the script. For example, I select this. So automatically all the calculations will be done and chart will be reflected. So you can see here the chart has updated based on the selected script. Let us select some other script. So let us see, for this script the data will be updated and the chart will be reflected automatically. Now here I have shown the movements in volume weighted average price and price daily, but if such data is available for a single day, we can also calculate volume weighted average price for some trading activity, but we should have access to this data, and based on this movement in volume weighted average price and the price of a stock, you may take some appropriate decision. Thanks for watching.